Members of the NSA were at the University of New Mexico in order to recruit some of their smartest computer engineers. And while they were doing so, they didn't expect to get confronted by those who were critical of the PRISM program, but they were. One official by the name of Neal Z was actually approached by two alumni, and as a result, he was questioned about the PRISM program and whether or not it is legal. And here's what happened.
Excuse me, sir. I've got a quick question that your colleague here wasn't able to help me out with.
What's that?
I'm trying to locate my mom. She's been traveling cross-country for a couple of weeks, and I haven't heard from her. Do you guys know where she is?
No. NSA is not permitted to track or collect intelligence about U.S. persons.
And yet you do. You track and collect...
Absolutely do not.
You absolutely do. You collect all the metadata on all U.S. phone calls.
Actually, we do not collect it.
You collect and store.
If you look carefully at the law, you'll see that we get that data under law. Right? We have a legal authority through the FISA court to collect certain data that aids foreign intelligence.
Right.
Do your research
and the FISA
before you
court,
come and heckle me.
The FISA court approved 99.8% of all applications.
The FISA court is someone that we have to work with very closely. If there is something that does not fall within the law, we don't approach them with it. Because we know the law and we stay within it.
Yeah, like literally 2 out of every 1,000 times they say, fix this and then come back to us later. Yeah. Nearly 3 out of 1,000 times they tell them to come back to them later.
I like how he said, you're heckling me.
Heckler.
He got defensive so quickly. That's the very beginning of the video, by the way. This isn't like 10 minutes into the video. As soon as the student had the audacity to question the legality of this program, he got super defensive. And remember, when he asked whether or not it was legal, he said it is, what did he say? His wording was really interesting.
He said he didn't even question the legality of it. We all know that it's legal in the sense that it's been approved by people in charge, right? We want someone to come in and say, it's illegal. No, this violates the Constitution. That hasn't happened yet, right? So we're waiting for that moment.
Courts,
but right, some courts have, but it hasn't been, we have not determined that yet, right? So, but what he said is, you're collecting this. And he goes, no, we're not collecting it, it's legal. But like, no, you're definitely collecting. Like, there's no, and the kid didn't say it's illegal. He just said, you're collecting it, and you could tell me where my mom is.
I used the wrong wording. He was really questioning the constitutionality of it instead of the legality of it. But there's more to the video. I want to show you guys the second part, so take a quick look at that.
Thousands of legal experts in the United States and internationally have signed petitions, have written letters, have contacted Congress and the Senate. The ACLU has a lawsuit going against you guys currently.
You do not know what you're talking about from a legal viewpoint.
So would you care to explain it to me? Why is it legal?
I am not a lawyer, but I have been to our internal classes. I understand the legal basis under which we operate. We work very closely with the Justice Department, and we are operating within the law.
So why is it legal to collect information on every American citizen?
You do not understand what that collection is about, and if you don't leave soon, I'm going to call the university security to get you out of my face. I am here to recruit, not to argue legal basis with someone who's uninformed about the law.
And I would argue that legally and morally you have absolutely no right to recruit.
And you're done. I'm not grabbing my phone.
Do not.
I'm not touching your phone. Just take it off.
That's curious how the NSA doesn't like being monitored.
I bet he gets this a lot where he goes, but very few people tape it. Do you want to do the publicity, like the lessons learned? Just say, dude, I'm just a recruiter. I'm just a consultant. I don't know what I'm doing.
Yeah, we got lawyers handling it.
That's all I know. I'm not a lawyer.
Those are legitimate questions, but I think we're trying to make the country safer. But I hear you. But I don't know.
Right.
Yeah, that's a better way to handle it. But he got defensive right off the bat.
Right. Within 2 seconds, he was
that's
ready to fight.
exactly what the students wanted.
Yeah, it's a fight. I'm pretty sure he would have lost. I don't even need to look at the student.
Troll.
Yeah, he does.
All right, so I want to show you guys how it all ended. Let's look at the last video.
Okay, you're done. And you're done also.
You're not grabbing my phone.
I'm not touching your phone.
You just did
Take it off.
You just touched my phone. Double talk, double think.
And then he actually got security to escort the 2 students off the campus.
Okay.
He's the visitor to the campus. They go there.
Well, to be fair, they graduated from there, but nonetheless.
They were removed from the facilities for, quote, causing a disturbance. Okay. Now, it didn't seem like much of a disturbance. It's on tape, right? And of course, the guy who could have technically been arrested is the actual recruiter because he did touch the camera. I like how he's like, we're not collecting. I mean, we are, but it's legal. and I'm not touching your camera, except you just saw me touch your camera on the camera.
You got it. You have to grab this.
All right, listen. I mean, look, he's there to recruit. These guys eventually would have to go, right? Yeah. Right. So they ask their questions, and if after a certain period of time they don't go, you good-naturedly you say, "Hey guys, I got to do my job here. You had a purpose here. You did your purpose. Bless your heart. Good Americans. I like that you're challenging your government, but you got to move along. And if they don't move along, then then you can say, hey, you know, they're blocking things, whatever it is, right? But here, I mean, that lasted all of what, 2 minutes? Not even, right? And then you hit their camera, and then I like after he hit the camera, he does this with his arms, like, no, not me. It's like every defensive back that's interfered with a receiver. Put their hands up. I didn't touch him. When you put your hands up, they're gonna throw the flag because that means you touched him. Look, finally, if you work for the NSA, you have to note the irony of being bothered by other people tracking what you're doing. Yeah. You gotta note that irony. You have to be cognizant of that irony. This guy obviously has not an ironic bone in his body, right? No. Like how dare you monitor what I'm doing and tracking me? How dare you do this? Get your camera out of my face!
I'm not a lawyer, but I have been to the intern seminars. It's
some legal thing.
It's like enemy of the state, and he's John Voight at the end, where they're on him using the same methods.
Yeah. You can't try to shut down the surveillance. You really can't when you're at the NSA.
Or can you at least acknowledge that we would all like your camera out of our face? That like perhaps your surveillance nonstop annoys us? Like that 2-minute interaction like drove you bonkers, right? Well, the whole country's being driven bonkers, but you constantly looking into every goddamn thing we're doing when we're not the goddamn terrorists.